Well, Lego has done it again. They have announced the Avengers Tower, and my goodness, is this thing impressive. Let's first and foremost talk about all the core details, and there's a lot to be excited about. First and foremost, it comes in at a whopping 5,201 pieces, making it the largest Lego Marvel set ever released. It is 90 centimeters or 36 inches tall, making it the tallest Lego Marvel set ever released as well. And as if the piece count and the height were not impressive enough, it will also come along with 31 minifigures. That makes it the largest number of minifigures included in a retail set ever. Not just a Lego Marvel set, just a Lego set ever. Now, with all these accolades comes a hefty price tag, as with this one, at least in the US, will run you $500, which honestly, for non-Lego fans, this next sentence might sound crazy, but this is actually kind of a fair price. In fact, most of us expected to believe that this set would actually end up retailing at $525, or maybe even get pushed up to $550. And so 500 bucks is actually somewhat of a pleasant surprise. Now, to make the price point a little bit easier to digest, when this drops for sale on November 24th of 2023 as part of Lego's Black Friday promotional event, there will also be this really cool little gift with purchase set included when buying from the Lego shop. So you will get 2 Outrider minifigs, you'll get a civilian along with his NYC taxi cab to build and assemble, and a Black Panther minifigure as well. Now, these gift with purchase sets tend to sell out extremely quickly, so if you want one, make sure to be ready to purchase as soon as possible. The other thing that you should definitely do as soon as possible is hit the thumbs up button on today's video. Thank you guys so very much for your support. Now let's talk about the set itself. It is set number 76269, and the first word that comes to mind is simply wow. They really have outdone themselves here this time. The set looks incredibly imposing, which I guess with a $500 price point, it probably should be, but really the just sheer presence of the set from the videos and pictures that Lego has shared look awesome. All the iconic elements that you would expect from an Avengers Tower are here. The large Avengers logo is definitely present and front and center. The landing pad is there. The curvature, the window pattern, just the design of the building itself, as we saw it in so many different iconic moments in the MCU, are all there. I also really love that the set includes some dressing for the outside of the set in the form of Loki's flying chariot, the Chitauri Leviathan creature. It also comes with this really great translucent flight stand sort of thing. And we even get a small Avengers Quinjet that fits inside the previously mentioned landing pad. Now, the interior of the set seems to be riddled with cool details and references to iconic moments from the Avengers films, and I guess just the MCU as a whole. We get the scene of the Hulk crushing Loki with an actual imprint of Loki's body being left inside of the ground, which is crazy attention to detail. We get the scene of Ultron and Jarvis battling back and forth as those energy ball being things that they were. The Loki capture scene from the original Avengers film is also present here, which actually somewhat does not make sense since that scene did take place on the helicarrier and not in Avengers Tower. But hey, I guess they felt like kind of including something as an homage to that original Avengers film. I mean, even America's ass made it into the building.
Language.
Tony's super cool armor assembly gantry gets a spot in the tower as well. The lobby of the Avengers Tower features a really cool Lego City Easter egg with the Vita Rush vending machine, as well as a Kevin Feige minifig. Yes, he's actually included in the set, who seems to be enjoying some delicious looking shawarma, which once again is of course a reference to that iconic post-credit scene from the original Marvel's Avengers film. Also, peek that odd looking blue square. If you're a real Marvel fan, you know exactly what that is. And if you do, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Loki's scepter also gets its own little spot near the very top of the tower. There's also a floor that recreates that party scene from the Avengers Age of Ultron, where all our heroes are testing their worthiness as they all take turns to try to lift Thor's hammer. There's a little spot with some of Tony's art collection on display, And there's even a cool plaque up front that is a reference to the Battle of New York memorial plaque that we actually saw in the Hawkeye Disney Plus show. So suffice it to say, this thing is going to be incredible. Oh, and of course we can't forget the minifigures, even though honestly, it does feel like the minifigures are actually the weakest part of the release, which don't get me wrong, if you have not been buying any LEGO Marvel sets in the last decade, you're going to be stoked because you're essentially going to end up with an almost complete MCU collection right away. But if you're like me, many of these minifigures and characters you will already own, making the character lineup less exciting, but definitely not boring, because we will be getting what looks to be the best version of Vision we have ever gotten with this really cool translucent legs effect. The Hulk Big Fig gets a bit of an upgrade because it will finally be able to actually move its head, and the hair is actually removable as well. For the first time ever, we will be able to add Kevin Feige, Helen Cho, and Alexander Pierce into our collections, so that's obviously pretty cool. Obviously, the classic Avengers will also be getting some representation here, with Tony Stark getting a minifigure of himself, as well as 2 Iron Man minifigs. Captain America gets 2 minifigures to allow you to recreate the previously mentioned scene. Black Widow and Hawkeye each get a minifigure as well. Thor gets a minifigure, as well as this really cool new superhero flight stand for Mjolnir to give you the flying Mjolnir effect, so that looks very cool. Some of the later Avengers also get a minifigure here, including Wanda or the Scarlet Witch, although for some reason no Quicksilver included here, which is a bit of a letdown. Falcon, who also sports a flight stand. War Machine, once again, looking cool on a flight stand as well. Even Wasp and Ant-Man are included here as well, although Ant-Man is only included as a microfigure. Everyone's favorite, Wong, is also included here, although no Doctor Strange to be seen. I guess you're going to have to get the Sanctum Sanctorum for that one. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Nick Fury is included along with 3 S.H.I.E.L.D. troops. Oh, and even his Captain Marvel pager is here as well. We also have Pepper Potts and Eric Selvig included here, which is very cool to add a little bit more depth to your MCU collections. And on the villain side of things, we obviously have this awesome Loki minifigure along with 4 Chitauri soldiers to do his bidding. And finally, we have Ultron, or Mark 1 of Ultron. And I honestly sort of wish that we would have gotten a handful of Ultron bots included here in this set, because I think it would have made perfect sense, as well as maybe possibly some of his other variants like the Ultron Prime. That would have been a really cool addition to include as well. Whew, that's a lot of minifigs to talk about. To wrap up, this being LEGO's 3rd modular Marvel building being released is super exciting, as it now allows us Marvel fans to begin to almost build out a small Marvel city, with the previously released Daily Bugle, the Sanctum Sanctorum, and now of course the Avengers Tower. I also can't help but start to brainstorm of what might possibly be next. I mean, imagine a Baxter building, or maybe even an X mansion. The possibilities are super exciting, and I can't wait to see what they cook up next. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, like I mentioned earlier, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. I'll hopefully catch all you lovely folks here next time. Peace out. See you laters, alligators.